I was lucky enough and privileged enough that everyone around me supported me immediately and accepted me right away. And I think that if you're so lucky and privileged to live in an environment where people accept you, no questions asked, then you have a responsibility to be loud about it and to talk about it and to be approachable for people who might be struggling with their sexual identity.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show, My Pride Story. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very excited to have you here. First of all, for people to know you better, what is your name? What is your age? Where are you from? What do you do? You know, all the questions that any Jewish mom will ask.
All right. My name is Ohad Ashkenazi. I'm 24. I live in Herzliya now, but I grew up in Hong Kong. We'll talk about that later.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a singer, songwriter. I just released a song, which is exciting, and I have a show coming up, 19th of December. It's going to be fun. It's going to be gay in all senses of the word.
I will do my best to come, of course. So, how do you describe yourself? How do you identify both gender-wise as well as sexual orientation?
I'm a gay man.
As simple as that. Yay!
Basic.
When was the first time that you were actually realized, something might be different about me, something, maybe I'm not like all the kids around me, you know?
I mean, I've always kind of known. I remember watching, I think, like Snow White when I was like 6, and being, oh, that Prince Charming, he's like schmaxy. In hindsight, obviously, bad taste for a 6-year-old because he like molests you when you're unconscious.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know,
about it,
and I also have a twin brother, so kind of not liking the same stuff and having completely different interests. I think that kind of gave the game away.
Yeah, I think it's maybe easier if you have exactly the same person next to you and you try. I mean, you compare yourself naturally to him, right?
Yes, but we also had like the same group of friends growing up. And I realized that, you know, the things that I were into were kind of different. But also, there was never any confusion about it. Like, all of my crushes were always boys. I never felt confused about it.
Yeah.
The hard part wasn't, you know, being gay and accepting that I was gay, but it was more being alone through the whole process.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Southeast Asia, where the whole thing is very taboo, and you don't really talk about it. And I had kind of no role models to look up to or no one to give me advice or to talk to about it.
Do you think it's the same today in Asia?
I think it's a little better. I don't think it's still talked about, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, in some countries it's still forbidden or not legal. But if we're talking about you, who was the first person that you were actually told, listen, I'm this and that, this is my identity, you know, who was that one?
It was actually after I moved back to Israel. I moved back so I can join the IDF. And I think it was, around halfway through my military service, I started telling my army friends first because I thought, okay, let's test, let's see like what the reaction is going to be.
You felt secure to tell like new people around you?
Well, I didn't really care what they thought, and I thought, you know, it's the army. I might never see them again. That's great.
That's the best attitude I recommend to anybody, to just, you know, don't give too much.
I did care what my family thought. So I thought, okay, well, I'll see what the army friends think first, and then if they don't care, then I'll tell my family, because my base didn't allow family visits, so my two worlds were kind of separate.
Yeah. How did that go? I mean,
couldn't care less.
I mean, your family, how did they accepted you?
Immediately.
Really?
Yeah. Well, not all coming out stories are bad.
Yeah, we've talked about it before the shootings, and I think people need to know that not all the coming out stories are dramatic, right? So there's two favorite question of mine that I like to ask all my interviewees. First of all, what will be a message for our own community? What do you think the LGBTQ people needs to know or learn about?
I mean, I was lucky enough and privileged enough that everyone around me supported me immediately and accepted me right away. And I think that if you're so lucky and privileged to live in an environment where people accept you no questions asked, then you have a responsibility to be loud about it and to talk about it and to be approachable for people who might be struggling with their sexual identity. Because if I look back at like my childhood, that was the hard part, being alone, because you think, oh, nobody understands me, so how can they relate to me? And if they can't relate to me, then they won't like me, and if they don't like me, then I'll be alone, and this is kind of this vitriolic cycle of hate.
That's the exact reason why we are doing this show, because some countries are not talking about it too much. Then you have the web, the internet. So we do this all to educate and to show you people that you're not alone. There's more like you, there's more people that can help you out, even if it's not your neighbors or your friends. So, you know, some of our viewers are not from our community, and they actually tuned in to that show to learn more about us. The general public, what do you think they need to know about us?
I think, well, there's lots of things they need to know about us, but I think the most important thing, in my opinion, is that differences are not bad. Differences are good. I always hear people say, I think we should stop talking about how different we are and start talking about how we're all, you know, alike inside. And that's not true. I'm not alike inside to my sister. Yeah. I can't get like cancer of the cervix, for example. And the fact that I'm male and that I'm gay is important to me, and I want to be seen as a gay man.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Gender is important. Sexual orientation is important. I'd hate to bring race into it, but that's also important. And we want to be seen as what we are, and not, you know, if someone says to you, when I see you, I don't see you as gay. I see you as like a regular person. What they're saying is there's something wrong with your sexual orientation.
What is regular person, for God's sake, right?
And they're saying there's something wrong with you, and if we want us to get along, we have to pretend that you're not what you are, so that I can see you the way I'm comfortable seeing you.
Yeah, start accepting each other, stop that, and I think that differences can prosper the global people.
Well, it's nature's way of creating, you know, variety. I wouldn't want to be surrounded by people who look and sound and think exactly like me. It's ridiculous.
Listen, we can talk for hours, but we need to wrap it up. First of all, Ohad may not know it, but he signed a contract that says that he has to comment and reply to any comment of yours. So please, comment below. Reply to our series show, share this video. If you have questions to Ohad or to me, just ask here below. And I'm extremely grateful that you came here all the way.
Thank you for having me.
Share your experience and share your story. And till next time, I have to say goodbye and thank you so much.
Thank you.